Hello, peace and beautiful blessings. I'm Jovhannah, creator of the Spiritual Love Sanctuary. I am a spiritual healer, intuitive tarot reader, and coach known as the Spiritual Love Healer. And today I'm going to be sharing with you the Rose Oracle by Rebecca Campbell. From request by one of my beautiful subscribers that wanted to see more of the cards. So I just finished putting them back in order so I can go through them one by one and show you the beautiful artwork and imagery on the cards. And even as I was putting them back together, I really appreciated the process because it really made me stop and look at the flow of the deck, the artwork, and just noticing subtle things about it. So I really appreciated that. So again, this is by Rebecca Campbell. It's beautiful artwork on the box as usual. So this is a 44 card deck that comes with a guidebook, and this is the back of the deck. I got this from Hay House a few weeks ago, I guess, and it says, unlock the sacred mysteries of the rose. The rose is a symbol of goddesses of old, and she holds potent medicine for these times. This oracle creates space for you to connect with her energy, wisdom, and breathtaking beauty. May her healing mysteries call you home to your true nature. So this is just beautiful as always. So of course you can use the box as an altarpiece. You can use it to hold your cards. There are different spreads that incorporate the use of the box as well. And inside it says plant yourself here, which is one of the cards in the deck. So I did, like I said, put all of the cards back in order, and this is what the bottom of the deck looks like with the cards taken out of them. We have a nice, beautiful guide book with that foil finish. The cards don't have any gilding or anything. But they're so beautiful. I would love to edge these in a pink or purple or even this teal. So this is the Rose Oracle Attunement that walks you through the process, and then it has the actual attunement on the back of here. I did this and it was just a very beautiful experience. I recommend going through that process for yourself as well. So let's look at the guidebook, and then I will do a flip through of the cards. Some of them have oils and stuff on them because I've been using them and they've been on my altar, and I've anointed them and all these other things. So just be mindful of that. But I really, really appreciate this deck in such a deep and beautiful way. I think the cards are beautiful. I think the meaning and the messages and the energy and just the connection to the sacredness of the rose, of plant medicine, is so powerful. So inside the book, I want to say who the artist is. Artwork is Katie Louise. So inside the guidebook, there's the table of contents that just goes in. There's a lot of background information about the rose and the ancient mysteries of the rose that was really interesting to read. And because I was so called to it, roses are a very sacred symbol to me as well. And so a lot of it just felt like remembering and just things clicking, this makes sense. This is why. So there's a lot about the history of the rose. It talks about how to use the box as a portable altar. It goes through the attunement as well as some beautiful spreads. So let's see, I'm not going to go through all of that, but there's a lot of helpful information in this guidebook. And then, of course, there are other resources that you can go and study and learn more about goddess energy and rose as a sacred symbol and things like that. So where is it? Yeah, so here's a couple of the spreads, and this just shows how you can use the guide, the top of the box. So when I had the card that I pulled sitting on the altar, I just had it in there like this. Super easy and convenient. And then if you do go read out somewhere where you're not at home, or maybe don't have a cloth or something to lay it out on, that's pretty helpful as well. So yeah, so there are different spreads in here. There is Mother Rose, which is a 1-card spread, the Rose Garden, Sub Rosa. I did that spread and loved it. And there's Trust the Seasons. There's Rosebud Thorn Seed Root, which is a 5-card spread. I really like that. And then, of course, you can come up with your own spreads. So in the guidebook, so these cards do not have any type of suit structure or anything. It's just a kind of, I guess, traditional oracle deck. So there's an image of the card name, then there's like some little keywords about the card there that should be the same as what's printed on the actual card. And then it just gives the explanation. And then there's a soul inquiry, a question that you can ask yourself or journal about or pull some more cards around as well. Some of them also have transmissions. So like this is the Sophia card, beautiful, beautiful card. There's a rose transmission there instead, where it's something that you can like activate within yourself in a sense. So there are other ways to go deeper. There's a Rose Oracle website that has some additional information and fun stuff to check out too. So this is going to be slightly quick because I've got other things to start working on, but I wanted to definitely go through this. I'll try not to like rush because yeah, there's so much to cover. So here is card number 1. This is After the Rain. And I love just the layers. I like this artwork because it's feels very cosmic. There's a beautiful feminine energy to everything, and there's a lot of flow, there's a lot of surrender, and there's a lot of just layering of these different elements. So there's like the water drops, the moon, you can see the rose. There's also like a rainbow and oceans, and that rainbow is almost like a rose in itself as well. So there's just so many different things to like read into the cards just by looking at the artwork and paying attention to how you feel, what it is stirring within you, what you see in the cards, what are your eyes drawn to. So that is After the Rain. And then we have the Anointed. It's very beautiful. That to me almost looks like a water spout. And then we have the Bloom. I love all the rose energy, like I really do. And this is the Breathing Rose, very beautiful. Then we have Brothers of the Rose. I love this card so much. Then there is the Bud. The Child Within. It's another beautiful, beautiful card. Codes of the Seed. Come to Me. I love this one as well. It's beautiful hummingbird energy. There's like I think that's a bee on there as well. And it's just like an opening and like surrender. And hummingbird medicine is so, so potent. I had an encounter with a hummingbird sitting at the river one morning, and it was just so, so magical. Yeah, so hummingbirds are very special to me as well. The Crowning, this is so beautiful. And you can see like the sacred feminine goddess statues there all around. The Fertile Void, this is one of my favorite cards. And like when we think about those spaces that feel scary and dark and we don't know what direction that we're going in, like if you think of it as like a fertile void and be mindful of like the seeds you're planting with your words and your thoughts, it totally shifts everything. So that is a beautiful, beautiful lesson. This is another one of my favorite cards, the Grandmothers. I do love that this is a very diverse deck. I love that there's masculine energy in there. I love seeing these beautiful, beautiful, wise women from different backgrounds and cultures. So this is very, very beautiful. I love this card so deeply. This is another of my favorite cards, the Great Mother. And I almost like see here like an Ankh. There's also like portal energy, so much beautiful, beautiful energy. I love that crown of roses. And the more that I look at this card, the more things that are just standing out as well. So here we also have healing is happening. I love this card as well. It's like I love all the cards, but there's healing is happening. Healing the mother line. Love this. Held. This is one that just feels so nourishing. This card is so beautiful. Held. We have the Holy Grail. Lineage of the Rose. I love this card as well. Morning Dew. Mother Rose. The Mystic Rose. I love this card. Open, like, yes, this is like, so one of the prayers that I have really been seeding is like, I surrender, I release. And like this card just really, really embodies that for me. Like that openness, that expansion, that just going with the flow. This is so beautiful. I love this card as well. Plant yourself here. This is the message that's inside the actual box. It says integration, embodiment, grounded action. Love this, love this, love this. This is what grounding and being rooted looks like to me. Like this is when you are open, tapped in, tuned in cosmically, but you are literally like rooted and grounded in the present moment so that you are able to wield your magic and your power. And I love this. Okay, and then we have Rapture. And Release the Petals. I love this as well. So beautiful. The Return. I love artwork like this because like there's so many different things that stand out. There's the beautiful, like almost cloud-like, there's this beautiful woman where it looks like there's a nectar almost running over here. Like this feels very, what's the word? Euphoric. It feels very euphoric and just aligned and just so delicate and beautiful and powerful all at one time. All right, then we have the Reunion. The Rose Garden. Oops, if I can separate the cards. Got the Rose Garden. I love this so much. The Rose of Venus is a shape that the planet makes as it goes through its orbit. So seeing this here is just so beautiful and profound. You can kind of see it within this rose here. So I love that. Beautiful sacred geometry, magic. And then we've got the rose thread. Rose without thorns. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful artwork. The sacred, whoops, I've got two. The Sacred Union. I love this card as well. The Sacred Waters. Look how beautiful that is. And you can see that beautiful ancient wisdom right there too. Just being bathed in those sacred waters. Look how magical that is. I love this so much. The Second Bloom. This is beautiful as well. Sophia. This is another one of my favorite cards. It's so beautiful. I love the cosmic starry background with the beautiful rose there. So much here that I love. And then we have Sub Rosa. This is another one of my favorite cards, and it comes up a lot for me. And this is like hidden knowledge, mysteries, learning, wisdom. So I really love this one. And then we have the Sun, which is absolutely beautiful and just positive, radiating energy. Temple of the Rose. I like this one as well. And then we have the Thorn. Beautiful aspect of the rose, but protective energy, loving the goddess warrior energy here as well. And then we've got Trust the Seasons. I love all the different like cycles and the flow and the different expressions of ourselves in our different cycles and seasons. The Wastelands. This was a very, very powerful card. To me, it's like when you feel like everything is falling apart and that there's nothing, it's like the magic is flowing to this spot, bringing the water, bringing the grass back to life. And you can see the ancestors there. There's like a little cloud figure here as well. I think this is so beautiful. And it's a reminder to slow down and tend to your garden. And then we have We Are Nature, another favorite card. Absolutely beautiful. You can see all the little nature spirits there. Whispers of Mother Earth. Beautiful, beautiful card. And then finally, the Wild Rose. So those are all the cards in this beautiful deck. I do love this deck very much. It shuffles very well. The cards fit in my hands very well. They've got a good amount of flexibility. The only thing that I think if I had to change something, it would be like the edges. That's like my thing now. I guess I'm so used to seeing like cards with like the colored or the gilded edges. So that might be something, a project that I do for myself. Maybe like some pink or teal, just a beautiful soft color to add a little more sparkle and vibrancy to the deck. Otherwise, it is a very beautiful deck. It's one that I am working with and have been working closely with for a few different things. I think that the energy of the rose is powerful and it's potent and it's needed. So when I think of rose, just in general, I think of beauty, I think of joy, I think of harmony, I think of protection, I think of love, I think of family. So roses to me are very connected to my grandmother. So it brings in that element of ancestral connection, and there's just a beautiful sacredness to it. So I used to always have a bouquet of roses on my altar, and that's something that I definitely had been thinking and really wanting to get back into doing. And so then I came across this deck and it was like, you need this, like you have to get this. So this was actually one of my first deck purchases this year. My plan was to not buy any decks, but this one in particular really did call out to me, as well as the Unicorn deck and the Sacred Cycles deck as well. So those are my newest decks. And again, this was the Rose Oracle by Rebecca Campbell. Very beautiful feminine energy deck. There's a lot of potent messages and healing in this deck. So maybe I'll do a reading with it later on for you guys. So let me know what questions that you would want to know from the Rose Oracle. I will see you next time. Thank you so much for watching. I am now on Instagram as Spiritual Love Sanctuary. So head over there, make sure you're following me, because I will be talking more about love, about dating, about relationships, and so much more. Peace.